Gene, let's see. Are you able to? I'm gonna make you a co-host here, and then you should be able to share your. Um,
Yeah. For some reason, I can't share the video.
okay, I think you might be able to do it now because I just. There we go. There you
There
are.
we are.
Well,
Zach,
Gene,
great to see you.
great to see you as well. We're super glad to have you back on here, and excited to hear all the amazing things that you guys have been up to.
I'm excited as always to share with you and your audience everything that's going on. Looks like you've had a great start to the seventh global conference, so that's terrific.
Yep. We're rocking the day out. It's going really strong. So from with that, I'm gonna let you take it. I know we're a couple minutes over, so I'm gonna let you roll with it.
Okay, well, I also have seen great questions just from the previous speakers. And so what I will do is run through my presentation very quick and then hopefully have plenty of time to answer everyone's questions. So I'm co-founder of Azure Printed Homes. We started as a general contractor and of course realized, don't need to tell this audience, how slow and expensive traditional construction. Really, nothing has changed in the last 100 years. 100 years ago, there were carpenters with nails and hammers making homes, and 95% of or over 90% of construction is still happening the same way. Of course, at the same time, we had a horse and a buggy 100 years ago, and now we drive EV vehicles. So construction is really, really um, prime for innovation, right? Everybody also knows how much trash we generate building homes. And then another problem that we decided to deal with is all the plastic. There are 52 million tons of plastic that's being produced every year around the globe, and 6% in the US and 4% globally gets recycled. So, which is, so it goes into the landfills in the US and in the oceans around the world. So, what we decided to do is find a way to build housing that's affordable, much faster. I'll go through it as we speak here. Sustainable. We use recycled material, primarily as recycled material to make our units. Scalable. We are making 3 units a day now. It went from 1 unit a day to 3 units a day this year. And next year, we'll be at 6 units a day because we're opening a brand new factory in Colorado. We're based in Los Angeles. Durable, because we make it from recycled plastic and fiberglass. The pests don't like to eat it, so it's just pest resistant, it's water resistant, it's very well insulated, and of course, it's very attractive. I mean, this is kind of our showcase piece installed last year in Big Sur, and customer was looking for a tiny home. He bought our unit. This unit was about $60,000. He rents it for $750 a night. So that's our biggest success story. He got his money back in 120 days. Let me share a video. Zach, can you see it? Hopefully you can see the video.
Yeah, we
Basically,
can see it.
yeah, you can?
Yep, we can.
Okay, excellent. So this shows you, it started out with robots making the unit. That takes us 1 day to print one of these units, and then it takes us 3 weeks to finish. And so on our floor right now, there are 3 printers printing them and 4 units on the floor, people finishing them. So it's and we can do some beautiful shapes. We're not limited to 2x4. And the process for ordering our units is very simple. Our website, you can go on the website, configure the unit in less than an hour. We say an hour, but most of the customers now do in 30 minutes. As I described, 1 day to print, 1 to 3 weeks to fabricate, depending on the size of the unit. Deliveries, we deliver now all over the country. We started, of course, just in California, with web units going in South Carolina, Tennessee, Massachusetts, And then installation is also very simple, 1 to 3 days, because units come totally finished. To give you a sense of some of the most challenging installations, I have another video here that shows our units are very light. They're very durable, but at the same time very light. So here is a unit being lifted over someone's house in San Clemente here in Orange County. And there is a unit being installed over there in Big Sur. You can see it. We can get our units because of the lightness in a lot of places that's seemingly impossible to deliver. And so really, really fun working on some of these projects. Look, we robotically print the homes, but our team is our foundation. So we have now a team that's 20 strong, very diverse. And by the end of the year, we'll be at 50 employees. So we're really kind of a unique in that respect, that we're really building a business of scale. This is more of an investor pitch, but we are delivering about $7 million worth of units this year, and we'll be at 30 next year. We have 30 million of pre-orders, but still have capacity. Somebody asked a question of how do you raise the money? I can probably do a totally separate presentation on that, but we've been fairly successful. My business partner and I this is my fourth startup. And so, in 23, so towards the end of it, we started delivery our units just in California. This year, we moved to a brand new facility, 20,000 square feet, 3 printers, and delivering to this industry. So we still deliver backyard studios to people who want to work from their home. ADUs is a huge market. Started out in California, but it's now, Colorado, Arizona, Massachusetts, Maine, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii have adopted statewide ADU laws, and some 20 other states have laws that they're in different municipalities. I talked about glamping resorts, and also a lot of RV parks operators use our units because they already have all the utilities, and they consider installing, and one is already installing units in an RV park that can be available for somebody who doesn't have an RV. I saw a presentation a bit earlier in the day about tiny home villages. Huge demand for that. We were on the phone yesterday with a customer in Oregon who's going to be who's finalizing the agreement with him to do a whole tiny home village. So very much on target of what we've talked about. I love the presentation earlier today about villages in Panama. Yeah, we have global demand for this as well. Next year, as I mentioned, we're opening the Colorado factory and have a plan by the end of the year to open factories in Midwest and East Coast. And now we're talking to larger developers, both multifamily and build-to-rent developers. And then by 26, we're planning to open around the globe. So lots of exciting stuff. Again, this is just a lot of the same stuff. And here's my contact information. So you have my direct only to this audience. I love talking to people who are interested in tiny homes. Do you got my direct cell number? Just don't call me for the next 15 minutes while I'm speaking. But I'm really very easily accessible. You can call me, text me, my email address. And then if you're interested to invest in our company for another 4 days through September 30, we have a next round open, and you can invest as little as $250. We have an investor who invested through the same platform over $1 million. So, and by the way, on this WeFunder side, there is all kind of videos and all kind of materials for people who are more interested in either starting their own businesses or wanting to know to become a part of the business. I encourage you. It'll be still open for the next 4 days, but you can go and just take a look at the history and how we've gone about it, both raising money privately and through a crowdfunding campaign. So I speak a lot, and my accent is Ukrainian, so I apologize for the accent. So I fall into a non-lingual category. I forgot my Ukrainian and never learned English very well. But yeah, I really want to open up for questions because I know I see that there is already questions running in. So let me see whether I can just start from the beginning. Yeah. So in terms of how we permit, the permitting, because we're building in the factory, the permitting happening right here in the factory. So for homes on wheels, or they're also called park models, we use ANSI certification, and so the unit will come on wheels, certified by ANSI. ANSI, is one of the toughest certifications to get. Uh, they actually, go in and come out and inspect the unit. And then for homes that are attached to foundations, we comply with manufactured housing standards. So the unit will be permitted here. Now, what you need to do on site is still need to get a foundation permit or a permit like for RV or a park model. So and utility connections, but unit is totally it's totally all the MEP is done in the factory, and and so it's much simplified. It'll leave here. You can literally order a unit today and move in next month. I mean, because of the speed and capacity we have, so that's very unique. Deb is saying Massachusetts has now legalized. We already have a customer from Massachusetts. She ordered a 720 square feet ADU. Cost of the homes, really, because we have such a variety. On our website, you'll see units as small as 120 square feet all the way to 900 square feet. But we can even do 1,500 square feet homes. So my suggestion is, instead of me covering every aspect, we're very above board. You're not going to have any surprises. Go on our website and go through configurator, and you'll get a price before you're finished. You can make a deposit, and we can start working on your unit tomorrow if you're that motivated. So yeah, above board, all information on the website, no surprises as to timing and no surprises as to cost. And if you need help with the permitting, we work with a national firm that can help you with permitting. We don't do permitting ourselves. And again, the unit itself will be totally permitted, but if you need assistance with getting your site approved or foundation or your park model set up, you can just complete your information on the website. We have a excellent sales team. They'll get back to you and tell you how it is, how to help you with local permitting. Molly is asking whether our market is hospitality and Airbnb. No. Hospitality and Airbnb is about 20% of our market. 80% is full-time living units. So we love having hospitality clients, because if you're wanting to say, well, I want to try out one of your units, can I go and stay there? Yeah, we now have locations where you can stay, primarily in California. But 80% of the units are for full-time living. Nancy's saying cost cited was 60,000. I just used an example. So what I used as an example is that particular unit. That unit retails at our website $40,000, but they chose to do every choice. So for example, they added solar, air conditioning, battery, and that's what drove the price up. Plus the cost of installing it on that mountain was expensive. But that unit that you saw in the picture in my very beginning is the retails for $39,900. And then I'm really, I've been a developer, so I bought from a lot of contractors, and I just cannot stand surprises. So before you, when you buy a unit, you will have a fixed price. Of course, if you can deliver it in the next 90 days. It's impossible to know what the economy will do or the inflation will do. But if you're ready to go, and even if you need a little bit longer time, we can work with you to give you the price protection. So Melvin is asking, can you explain advantages and potential challenges of choosing modular construction over traditional building in terms of cost efficiency, project quality control, and long-term sustainability? All right. Thank you for that question, Melvin. I was just before I jumped on this call, I was on a call with a major provider of bathrooms, kitchens from Japan. And what they reminded me of is a statistic that I often use. In Japan, 50% of the housing is done in modular construction. Uh, you go to some other countries in Sweden, Finland, in Scandinavia, 45% of housing is done in the factory. Why is that? And compared to that in the US, it's less than 4%. So, it's not that we're starting something new. It's been around. And if you've been to Japan or Scandinavia, you know that they have very beautiful, both architecture, construction lasts for very long time. So I think in the US, there's been some, I don't know, people have been feeling, when you look at some older trailers and they've been in the factory, so maybe people don't think that it can be done in a quality way. But looking back at our website or at some of the pictures I shared with you earlier, you would never know that it was built in a factory. Especially when it's attached to a foundation. None of our customers say, "Wow," And so, in terms of getting value for it, getting financed, getting insured, it's as easy or easier than your traditional construction. But back to Melvin's specific question. Cost, look, we don't use any lumber, roof, sheathing, waterproofing. Recycled plastic and fiberglass is a lot less expensive than all those things I mentioned. So the reason again, I've gone to many tiny home shows or even doing it yourself. I just doubt that people can do it for now. If somebody wants to do it, their own design, want to do it themselves, and it's a hobby, I get it. But our units are much less expensive than what's built traditionally. Project timelines, obviously, I don't know of anybody who can build either either build on site or even in the factory for the timelines I've discussed. Quality control. You can't see this very well, but I'm on the second floor of our factory. I can actually see what's going on at all of these three printers. And so, just ability to watch what's going on and assist, or if there are, if employees call out sick, we have a kind of a labor pool that can help out. So, and having inspection here on site, especially if it was ANSI certification, who would not let unit go without on-site inspection. Is huge, much better than either on-site or other ways. Long-term sustainability, we give a 1-year warranty on everything and a 10-year warranty for structure of the house. You can't get that with the traditional construction. So there is just tremendous advantages. I know previous speakers were talking about financing. We now have, if you're interested in financing, we now have lenders who will only lend on our units. So, some of them require as little as 10% down payment, just because they really believe in us. And one of the lenders actually invested in us. Lisa is asking whether it's completely off-grid. Yeah, very good question. So the unit I showed you in Big Sur is completely off-grid. It's not only that we can build in the factory solar panels and batteries, but also the units are very well insulated. That's one of the biggest advantages we have over many tiny homes, is we have R30 as a minimum, R30 insulation on the roof, 2 sides, and the floor, and R19 on the front and the back wall. But for customers, we have a customer now from Montana, they require R49. For us, it's as easy as leaving 9 inches between interior and exterior wall, or 6 inches. So 3 extra inches, we get to R49. So they're very well insulated. They're very well, they're also very quiet. We have a number of musicians who buy these units, because you could have one of these units. We have one, our project manager works from a little unit we have on the factory floor, and with the door closed, he can have private conversations. And in terms of, water catchment and composting toilets, we don't have any of those installed yet, but we've put many proposals out, and I'm eager to have some of these that are totally off-grid. they're definitely designed to be able to accomplish that. I'm a huge believer in this. Look, I'm from Ukraine. My infrastructure is all is gone, right? So I'm really, really just on a personal have tremendous interest to design units that can be operating off grid. And yeah, we would love, Lisa, if you or your clients are interested to do this, we would love to do it with you and to show it off. Hurricane, where I just came yesterday from Tampa. I was able to get out on one of the last planes out of there. Yeah, so again, question one is what in a hurricane, what's the first thing that's damaged? Or usually it's your roof that flies out, right? The roof is part of our structure. So the roof is not flying anywhere. So we've designed as a base homes that withstand 150-mile-an-hour winds, but with climate change and with this hurricanes getting harder and harder, we now work with an engineer in Florida, and we will comply with Miami-Dade County hurricane regulations, which are the toughest in the country. So the unit's been designed to withstand the wind loads, of very, very strong wind loads. The way they're attached to foundations are very strong, and then just by doing maybe triple pane windows and hurricane shutters, um, we are. And I think the fact that we've started working on this just in the last 5 years, when hurricanes and winds have accelerated, um, so we really are very much prepared. Um, and so here's a question from Pensacola. Yeah, it really the unit itself is not going to be any higher price. You will need to have more attachments. And again, if you choose, say, triple pane window versus standard double pane window, that'll increase the cost a little bit. But we have some investors and potential customers, Pensacola, and we would love to work with you, Shelly, because we can help you install the unit that will stand a wind. I was in Pensacola just a month and a half ago, so very much would love to work with you. Um, Wildfires. Look, again, our facility is in Southern California. I lived in Malibu 6 years ago when we had terrible fire here. I didn't lose my property, but lots of neighbors and friends. And I actually um, volunteered for LA County to help people rebuild their lives. And in my spare time, I'm actually writing a dissertation on how to have construction. How can we need to be prepared to live with wildfires. So we meet a residential wildfire, fire requirements, but we're working on additional testing to go both vertical and to do some commercial installations. So very much focused um, on building homes that can withstand wildfires. Look, most of the wildfires start on the inside, so it's the windows, it's the air conditioning system, because just by definition, our home will withstand a wildfire twice as long as the same house built from wood. But we are kind of on the cutting edge. We want to make sure that we're prepared for this weather, and you'll find pretty smart. Our team, I showed our team, we have several people with PhDs and master's degrees, and we're really, really focused on this. Yeah, Ike, thank you for sharing with us. You can't imagine. Again, I was in Tampa for the last 3 days, and this morning I pray that everybody's safe because at the speed that our current hurricanes, how quickly they accelerate, how fast they can be at a point that traditional construction just cannot withstand it. So yeah, very much focused on that and just praying that everybody's safe in this crisis. All right, let's see. I'm answering questions as we speak. Zach, I know I have 2-3 minutes left. I'll just put in the chat here our website. And I think you also saw our yeah, I really encourage you to consider, even if you are not a large investor, you don't have to be very sophisticated, but what a great opportunity to become part of our journey. And if you, of course, if you become an investor, now you have a priority on on what you want to do, and you can even get discounts. So we only have 4 more days for this round before it closes. And let me tell you, a year ago we had a 12 million valuation, and right now we're closing around at 40 million. And the next round is going to be at 60 to 75 million. So great opportunity to jump in, become our partner. You can do it with, like I said, with a small investment. So I encourage you to take a look and join us on our journey. Zach, I think I've answered all the questions. Oh, here's another one. What's estimated lifespan based on manufacturing design? The lifespan, plastic lasts for a long time. So I really think even beyond the warranty, I think our products will last for a very long time. Lisa is asking, what sets you apart from our direct competition? Our direct competition are small contractors, So we've talked about it. We're less expensive. We're much faster. We use sustainable materials. Nobody does what we do exactly. Nobody makes homes with robots using sustainable materials in a factory. There are some companies that print with cement. They quote that they need a 10 to 100 unit community. So people who are interested in tiny homes, either for themselves or even tiny home communities, are not talking about projects of that size. Um, so yeah, we have great respect for Icon, Mighty Buildings, and lots of other companies that pioneered 3D printing. But being a contractor, the fact that we can get permit in the factory, can make it fast, sustainable material, we really think that we are. I will never say we don't have competition because this industry is so huge. But the competitors are doing something very, very different from what we do. And I encourage you, like even if you're in LA or in California, we do tours once a month. Tomorrow from 8:30 to 10:30, we have a tour of our factory where you can come in and see for itself. So you saw my number. I'll put it again here in the chat. If you're interested and would love to come and see for yourself, I encourage you to do it. We don't have anything else. We don't have anything scheduled for October yet, but I think in November we'll have again open houses, and yeah, we'd love for you to come and visit. Zach, I'm done.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Gene. We appreciate your presentation, and you really dove into the details and answering people's questions, which was awesome. And I mean, what you guys are doing, kind of like you're saying, I mean, everybody kind of has competition, but nobody's doing what you guys are doing. It's really cool to see that you guys are fitting that bill exactly what you guys are setting out to do. And yeah, very exciting. And it's cool that people can be a part of it too, investing and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see the time when I actually get to step foot in one of your guys' homes. So
Come on down. And again, thanks for supporting this industry and this movement. So
yep, absolutely. Well,
take
thanks so
care.
much. We appreciate it. And everybody can give Gene a welcome, or I guess an
Yeah. And I
applause. So
also want to, just one second I have left. Support Ukraine. We are.
yep, that's right. That's right, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
All
Well,
righty.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
And thanks so much. And yeah, everybody, if you want to get in touch with Gene, he put all his contact information there. So I'd say reach out.